Good morning, everyone. It is 7:30 a.m. It feels like it's already about 90 degrees out here. And today is Thursday. We haven't done anything yet this week because it has been over 100 degrees every day and it's just too hot to come out here and work really hard. So we haven't really been doing much of anything. I did make some zucchini bread this week. So I've been spending a lot of time in the kitchen. Girls hungry or what? Also, Ocean had to buy a new engine, for his car. Ay! He's trying to attack me again. No! Now back off! He's fighting this rooster through the gate, I guess. I walked in here to the barn and he tried to come after my feet. And I won't have it. He'll go in the dinner pot first. All right, I'm gonna have to watch myself. I don't know what's up with Ruby. Anyways, as I was saying, Ocean had bought a car from somebody that he worked for, and he was told that it was running and it just wouldn't start. Well, come to find out, the engine was seized. So he saved up his money and he bought himself an engine. And so this week him and Eddie changed that engine out. And I did help with a couple of things, just a couple of little things. Like I said, I've been just spending my time in the kitchen, trying to stay cool. So yeah, they got the engine switched out and it's running now. They finished it yesterday, and it's running. What's up, Mr. Blue? The flies in the barn are terrible already with all these chickens in here. And I bought some fly exterminators, I think they're called. And they come from Nature's Good Guys. And it came with these little bags. I bought 10,000 of them, so I got 4 of these little bags with it, and you just take a bunch and you put them in the bag, close up the bag and hang them. And what they are, I think that one might be one right there. You're not gonna be able to see it. That itty bitty bug right there. What they are they are these itty bitty parasitic wasps that they're gonna hatch and fly out of those bags, and then they'll go around and lay their eggs inside the fly eggs or the fly larvae, so that instead of getting flies, you will get more of the fly predators. And we had bought some a month or two ago, and we put them in the quail house, and it did work. We didn't have many flies in the quail house at all. I mean, we had them outside the quail house, but they weren't inside the quail house. So, but we bought the original ones from a different company. And these were cheaper, so I'm hoping they work just as well. If they do work, from what I understand, you need to put more out every month. But I'm pretty sure I only paid about $20 for 10,000 of them. We need to get some water in the barn here. Hopefully one day we're gonna run the water pipe underground down here and put in a faucet down this end. So I can stop dragging the hose down here. It's so hot. Chickens have been standing in their water. Your water's not too bad. But they're standing in it and getting it all nasty. But we want to make sure that they have plenty of nice cool water so that they can stay cool. Hi girls. Mr. Blue, what are you doing in here, buddy? These girls don't have any water. They must have spilled it because I know I filled it yesterday. I know they had some last night. I don't know. Maybe they just drank a lot through the night. There we go. There you go, girls. While we're standing here in the barn in the shade, I want to share something with you. We had gotten all 4 pens done, but we didn't put a door on this last pen because it doesn't even have the end wall yet. Now I've decided to make a change around here because I want to bring the quail into the barn. I'd like to have all the birds in one spot that are caged up so that all the flies are in one spot, and hopefully the fly predators will work for that. Also, because there are so many flies around the quail, when I want to hatch eggs and I put them in the incubator in the hatcher inside the quail house, I have to go in there and it's just full of flies in there. So I'm going to bring the quail cage down and I'm going to put it into this last room with those young chickens. So the chickens will be underneath, the quail will be up top, and I'll have to find a way to stop the chickens from roosting on top of the quail. But in order to do that, we have to move this wall because the quail cage is longer than this pen. So what we've decided is we're going to take, basically all we have to do is take this netting, this fencing down here, and we probably don't have to do anything with this because we can bend it. We just need to take the doorway out and that bottom 2x4, and we're just going to swing it around and put it from this 4x4 to this 4x4, and then build a door right here so that when you come down the hallway of the barn, it ends going into that pen. So we may work on that today. It's supposed to be 105 degrees today, and it's supposed to feel like 110. So yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do anything today, but I need to continue with my chores. There are other animals that need food and water. Mr. Blue is walking right in front of me. What are you doing, buddy? He just loves me. Yep, Ruby's still alive after his little fiasco this morning with trying to attack me. I may decide to pen him up. I don't know. I like having him running free to protect the ladies, but he seems to get around these other roosters in the barn, and then he wants to attack me, and I'm afraid he's not going to survive the rest of this summer. But anyways, it is 6 o'clock at night. It is still 97 degrees outside. But I wanted to show you what we did get done today. It wasn't much. We moved the baby chicks out here in with the turkeys, or young chicks. They're not babies anymore, but we put them in here with the turkeys until we can get the last pen done, and then we're going to separate them. But this is the last pen here. We did move the doorway over, like I was saying this morning, so now when you come down the hallway of the barn, you end up at this last door, and we haven't built a door. But we did move the quail out here. I just think they'll be cooler out here where there's airflow all around. We have lost a couple in the last couple of days with them being in the quail house. It was really hot in there, not enough airflow, and I think they were getting too hot. So I like having them down here in the barn, but they do take up a lot of the floor space, sort of. Once I put the chicks in here, they can go underneath there, so there's still a big pen, and I mean the quail aren't on the ground, so there is quite a bit of ground space. But I'm debating whether or not I want to leave them in there or put their pen outside of the barn. It just takes up a lot more space than I had thought it was going to. So this is where we had the big cage with those chicks in it, and once we moved the chicks down to the barnyard, we moved that pen over to here on the other side of this little house, and we have our quail roosters in here now. I need to come up with a water for them because they're just filling it up with wood shavings. But I don't plan on them staying here long term because I have another idea. Just not sure where I'm gonna put them yet. I don't need that many roosters. I just need 2 or 3, but yeah. So the quail house now is not the quail house anymore. Now it's going to be my hatchery. So we took the quail cage out of here, which was along there, and we're going to clean this all out, and someday we're going to concrete the floor. I'll have my incubator and my hatcher and my brooder in here, and my plan, this will be my little hatchery. Now in Colorado I had a huge hatchery. It was probably 20 by 30, and it was pretty big, and I had a lot of birds in it. But I'm not going to get into the business like I was in Colorado. This is just for us. So my idea here is I will incubate and hatch, and then when birds hatch, they'll go into this brooder with the heat, and then once they outgrow the brooder, when they don't need the heat anymore, then they're going to go into this cage. And that's why the quail roosters can't stay there, because this is going to be part of the hatchery. And the idea is once they come out of the brooder, they'll go in here, and they'll stay in here until they're not on chick feed anymore. Once they're not on chick feed anymore, then they'll go down to the barn. So up here, the only birds that'll be up here are ones that eat chick feed, and then down at the barn will be all the adult birds that eat the adult feed. Just trying to organize things better so that you're not walking back and forth to get feed. And that's one of the problems with the quail roosters up here right now, is I still have to have adult feed up here. So I have a barrel up here of feed for them, but I have barrels of feed down at the barn for the rest of them. So I really want these guys down in the barn. I just need to figure out where I'm gonna put them. I don't want to put them in with the ladies
because they overbreed them and they make them bare, and I didn't like that, and I'm not hatching all the time. So until I'm ready to hatch, I want to keep the roosters separate. So like I said, this will now be considered the hatchery, so it'll only get used certain times of the year. Hello, Redford. How are you? Tomorrow, Mikey's going to the dentist to have 2 baby teeth pulled out. We need to pull them now so that they can continue with his treatment with his braces. So yeah, tomorrow afternoon, we're taking Mikey in to have 2 teeth pulled out, so we probably won't get much done tomorrow either. I did butcher some quail today. I had some extra roosters, and you know, Eddie just popped their heads off, and then I took them in the kitchen and defeathered them and cleaned them up and got them packaged up and in the freezer. So that's where we're at for today. Hopefully it cools off soon and we can get to milling some lumber. It's going to be really hard to go down and spend hours at the sawmill with it 100 degrees. It was actually 104 today. Like I said, it's 6 o'clock at night now and it's still 97 degrees. Well, we got back from the dentist with Mikey. He did a great job. It was a very difficult pull on one of his teeth, but they got it done and he's doing well. He's just in his bedroom relaxing now. So for the rest of the day, I am going to make spaghetti sauce with my homegrown tomatoes. I had these tomatoes sitting in the freezer. After they ripened up, I cut them up, put them in bags, put them in the freezer until I had some time. And my freezer's getting full, so I need to start making spaghetti sauce. I need 52 jars to get through the year, so it's time I get started on them. Now this pan full here is only going to make 7 quarts. So that's how many times I need to do this. And this will take me until sometime tomorrow to finish. I just got started. I got started quite late today on making it. I had started to cut up tomatoes, some fresh tomatoes, to put in with my frozen ones, and the dentist called and said, hey, bring Mikey in early. And then it took a while to pull his teeth out. So we got back and I finished getting all the tomatoes in the pan. So that's what I'll be doing for the next few days. But I appreciate everybody watching this week's video. It was probably a really short one. I can't even remember what we did this week, if anything at all. But I'll see you next week, and maybe it'll be a little bit cooler and we can get some sawmilling done.